diamine, NN, diamine tetraacetic acid. Ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. So hardness is mainly temporary and then permanent hardness. Temporary hardness is due to bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. Permanent hardness is due to chlorides and sulfates of calcium and magnesium. It can be easily, hardness of water can be easily determined by complexometric titration by using EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. Actually, EDTA has limited solubility. If only we are taking EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid, it having limited the solubility. Hence, we are using disodium salts of EDTA. Disodium, two of the hydrogen H plus ions are replaced by sodium. We are using disodium salt of EDTA. What is the principle behind here? EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid, can form complex which salts calcium and magnesium. In the hardness, cations are present, calcium and magnesium, yes, which are present in hot water. Hence, it is known as complexometric titrations. It formed as a because EDTA can form complex with calcium and magnesium. Hence, it is known as complexometric titration. EDTA is the complex forming substance. Calcium and magnesium ions present in water sample with ammonical buffer solution form an unstable wine red color complex with areochrome black tea indicator. Calcium or magnesium ions present in the water sample with ammonical buffer form unstable wine red color complex. So at the initial stage, suppose if we are taking EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetic, disodium salts of ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid in the burette, water sample whatever has to test it, that is taking, we are in the conical flask. After that, we are adding that water sample, ammonical buffer, and then areochrome black tea indicator is adding. After adding areochrome black tea indicator, it turned as a wine red color. When it is titrated with EDTA solution, the metal ions present in water give a stable deep blue color complex. That is the end point. And releases the free indicator. So this is the principle behind the determination of hardness of water sample by EDTA. Calcium or magnesium ions present in the water sample with ammonical buffer solution form an unstable wine red color complex with areochrome black tea indicator. When it is treated with EDTA solution, the metal ions present in water give a stable deep blue color and release the free indicator. So this is the structure of ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. Here, if we are replacing two H plus ions with sodium, that is the disodium salt of EDTA. Disodium salt of EDTA, this one. This is the structure of disodium salt of EDTA we are using in the laboratory. Entire this is represented here for easy way. We are representing Na2, 2 sodium ions are there, H2, 2 H plus ions. Remaining thing we are representing with Y. So disodium salt of EDTA we are representing as Na2H2Y for easy way of expressing the equation. Okay. It ionizes in the aqueous solution to give two sodium ions and a strong chelating ion represent as H2Y2 minus Na2 H2Y, that is disodium salt of EDTA, ionizes and gives Na plus, releases 2 Na plus and H2Y2 minus. Actually, it is a hexadentate ligand and it forms complexes with bivalent cations. And these complexes are stable in alkaline medium. Alkaline medium in the sense above 7 is the alkaline medium. pH above 7 indicates alkaline. Now we are taking buffer as a pH 8 to 10. Buffer, ammonical buffer we are taking as a 8 to 10. EBT we are representing here. You don't want to remember this entire structure. Just areochrome black tea indicator we are using here. Name of the areochrome black tea is sodium 4 1 hydroxy 2 naphthyl azo 3 hydroxy 7 nitro naphthalene 1 sulfonate. This is the EBT. Simply you have to remember EBT, areochrome black tea, as an indicator. The areochrome black tea has two ionizable phenolic hydrogen atoms. One is here, another one is here. Two phenolic hydrogen atoms. And it's represented as Na plus H2In minus. Na plus H2In minus. EBT gives different colors at different pH values. Actually, H2 indicator minus, that is in red color. pH 7, it converted as HIN2 minus, that is in blue color. This one, if we are maintaining pH 5.5, it further converted into H2 indicator minus. Like this indicator at different pH values, it shows different color. So in this experiment, endpoint is during titration, the color of the solution. Winded color of the solution changes from color of the solution, winded color to purple blue color. So here metals, what are the metals here reacting? Either magnesium or calcium, which are presenting in the hot water. Metal ions react with EBT, gives unstable metal winded color complex. Unstable metal winded color complex. After addition of EDTA, what will happen? It converted into stable metal EDTA complex. And finally, areochrome black tea comes as a purple blue color indicator. So, okay, have you understand? Whenever we are adding hot water sample, we are adding areochrome black tea. It gives unstable complex, unstable winded color complex, metal areochrome black tea complex. And after that, we are used in presence of pH 8 to 10 buffer. Okay. Then after that, we are adding EDTA to that. It's formed as a metal EDTA complex. It is stable, and then indicator comes as a indicator come back with purple blue color. This is the impact. The calcium and magnesium ions present in hot water combines with indicator areochrome black tea like this. You can represent the equation like this. This is easy to you, or like this. Metal, calcium or magnesium having 2 plus in the state Ca2 plus or magnesium 2 plus, indicator Eb2, areochrome black tea, it's blue color. Then after that it added, it reacted with calcium or magnesium, it converted into the white red. Then whenever we are adding EDTA, that calcium or magnesium ions, this, react with EDTA converted into metal EDTA complex. Metal EDTA complex. You have to remember here, we can represent EDTA as EDTA or H2Y2 minus. Ca2 plus H2Y2 minus gives rise to CaY2 minus plus 2H plus. This is the metal EDTA stable complex. Calcium EDTA stable complex. This is the magnesium EDTA stable complex. So at the end point, when all free metal ions get complexed with EDTA, then further addition of EDTA sets free metal ion from metal indicator complex and forms more stable metal EDTA complex. So at the end point, everything, whatever the calcium and magnesium ions present in the water sample, hot water sample, everything react with EDTA. It's metal EDTA stable complex. Indicator comes as a blue color. This is the metal EDTA complex. This is the EDTA. Then metal is reacted here like this. So here procedure, actually first we have to standardize the EDTA solution. But to standardize the EDTA solution, fill the burette, clean, rinse and fill the burette with EDTA solution. After that, pipette out 50 ml of standard water, 50 or 100 ml, depends on whatever we are taking. Standard hot water solution or standard magnesium sulfate solution for standardization in a conical flask. So addition of 10 to 15 ml of buffer solution and 2 drops of EBT indicator. So titrating the flask solution against the EDTA solution from burette until the color changes from wine red to purple. It's the end point. End point here is you have to mention what is the end point at the estimation of EDTA, in the sense you have to explain wine red, you have to give the answer wine red to purple blue. End point is changing of color from wine red to purple blue. It's the end point. So repeat the procedure to get two concordant readings, then concurrent readings. Let the volume of EDTA be consumed as V1 ml. You can note it down, that is the V1 ml. 2 or 3 times or 4 times up to getting the concurrent values, you are titrating, you are repeating the same process. So first step is the standardization of EDTA. After standardization, determination of total hardness. Total hardness. In the determination of total hardness, you have to titrate 50 ml of unknown water sample with EDTA solution by addition of 10 to 15 ml buffer solution and 2 drops of EDTA till end point getting. End point is wine red color changes to pure blue. So here volume of EDTA is V2 ml. Step 3 is the determination of permanent hardness. Temporary hardness directly you can measure with this step 2. Step 3 is the determination of permanent hardness. Take 250 ml of water sample in a 500 ml beaker and boil gently for half an hour. Cool, filter and wash the precipitate with distilled water, collecting filtrate and washing in a 250 ml measured flask and make the volume up to the mark. Now titrate 50 ml of the boiled water sample as in step 1. Let the volume of EDTA be consumed as V3 ml. So while for determination of permanent hardness, we are boiling the water. While boiling the water for half an hour, entire temporary hardness we are removing. After that, we are getting only permanent hardness. Permanent hardness. So procedure is same. We are taking 50 ml of the sample in the conical flask, adding 10 to 50 ml of a buffer solution and 1 to 2 drops of indicator, EBT indicator. The solution is in the wine red color. Then after that we are titrating against EDTA solution. Finally, endpoint is binded to blue color. So calculations: 1 ml of standard hard water is equal to 1 mg of calcium carbonate. So we are equating, we are standardization with calcium carbonate. In the standardization of EDTA solution, volume of standard hard water taken for initial titration is 50 ml. We are taking here. If we are taking 100 ml, you has to take 100. Volume of EDTA used is the V1 ml. V1 ml of EDTA is equal to 50 ml of standard hard water, that is equal to 50 into 1 mg of calcium carbonate. 50 ml into 1 mg of calcium carbonate. So 1 ml of EDTA is equal to 50 by V1 mg of calcium carbonate. You have to remember here we are taking 50 ml of standard hard water. 1 ml hot water equal to 1 mg of calcium carbonate. 50 ml of standard hot water equal to 50 mg of calcium carbonate. Okay. The determination of total hardness, here volume of unknown water sample taken for titration is the 50 ml. So which we are measuring here, hardness 50 ml. Volume of EDTA used here is the V2 ml. 50 ml of unknown water sample is equal to V2 ml of EDTA, that is equal to V2 into 50 by V1 mg of calcium carbonate. For 1 ml of unknown water sample is equal to V2 by 50 into 50 by V1 mg of calcium, milligrams of calcium carbonate. For 1 liter of unknown water sample, V2 by V1 into 1000 mg per liter or ppm. Mg per liter is exactly equal to, milligram per liter is exactly equal to parts per million. Parts per million. Like this, with this equation, you are calculating the hardness of the water sample. This is the temporary hardness you are getting. So, here we are getting the total hardness, temporary and then permanent, both. So total hardness is equal to V2 by V1 into 1000 ppm or mg per liter. Permanent hardness, determination of permanent hardness. For determination of permanent hardness, after boiling, gently boiling, we are measuring the hardness. So here volume of hot water sample taken after boiling and filtering is 50 ml. Volume of EDTA used is, here we are taking V3 ml. We are noted as a V3 ml. 50 ml of boiled water is equal to V3 ml of EDTA, that is equal to V3 into 50 by V1 mg of calcium carbonates, equivalents. So 1 ml of boiled water is equal to V3 by 50 into 50 by V1 mg of calcium carbonate. For 1 liter of boiled water is equal to V3 by V1 into 1000 mg per liter a ppm. So permanent hardness is equal to V3 by V1 into 1000 mg per liter. From this equation we are getting permanent hardness. So already we know the total hardness. Now we measure the permanent hardness. From that, how we can get the temporary hardness? Temporary hardness is equal to total hardness minus permanent hardness. Temporary hardness is equal to total hardness minus permanent hardness. That is V2 minus V3 by V1 into 1000 ppm. Directly you can calculate like this, or directly you can take value, total hardness value minus permanent hardness value. Already you calculated. So this is the estimation of hardness of water sample by EDTA or complexometric titration. What are the advantages of EDTA method? It shows the result with greater accuracy. Method is more convenient in comparison with other methods. Then procedure of EDTA method is more rapid, at the same time economically reasonable. These are the advantages of EDTA method, estimation of hardness of EDTA. By this we can estimate the hardness of water sample, any unknown water sample. From that we can know thus water is the hard water or soft water. If hard water, what are the precautions we have to take, everything. If only we are having the permanent hardness, simply that water may be boiled, temporary hardness we may be remove by boiling of the water. But permanent hardness is there, special treatments are there.